Hey there, this is Josh Oakes, and welcome to Mailchimp Bootcamp. We're going to show you a little bit more tactical tips on how to set up your email list. Now, hopefully you've watched Email Bootcamp before this, so you've already seen how the formulas work, and I'm going to walk you through Mailchimp and how all this stuff works to get you up and running. This isn't going to be the world's most advanced video. It's going to be very tactical. You're going to get simple tips that you can immediately start using and apply to your company. Let's jump right on into it. All right, let's go over to Mailchimp.com, and if we were to open a new window and not be logged in, here's what it looks like. Mailchimp.com looks like this: easy email newsletters. Now you should be asking, Josh, why do you use Mailchimp? There's a hundred other ones out there. Well, here's why. I like to take my tools and balance them between affordability, cost, efficiency, and speed, ease of use, because I want it to be, I don't want to have to relearn and reteach my team. And also industry standards. I don't want to be breaking the rule. Mailchimp does this for me. You can find whatever technology you want. You can go through and see how they work and so on. I don't get paid by them to do this. They're not a sponsor, but I do like their stuff. And I share with you what my team actually uses. I'm already logged in as a client of ours. Mondo Fresco is this guy right here. We're going to work on him for a sec. He is an MTV on-air person, and he's a DJ in Los Angeles. Pretty successful guy. Pretty cool too. Nice kid. So here, long story short, we put an email widget on his site, and we're showing people, here's how you put the email widget on your site. You want to get signups. It's great to get Twitter and Facebook, but if you watch the previous video, you know that Twitter and Facebook are like icing on the cake. The email is really what helps us sell. It is the cake. Too much icing and you get sick. But you get just the right amount of right cake, and that is really what's the home run. So we encourage people, if they enter their email address, then they do a double confirmation opt-in. Let me show you how that works. So if I were to enter my email address in here and subscribe, it's actually already subscribed. There's arrows below. Josh Oakes is already subscribed to this list. But what it would do is go in to my actual email list, which I can open up for you here in just a sec, and it will actually let me opt in to his email. And let me go. Okay, so here it is on my Gmail. Mondo Fresco LA fans, click the button below to get your free mixtape. And this is a double opt-in. What it does is, it says, let's make sure you're not a spammer. Let's make sure you really did opt in correctly. It's called the double opt-in. And Mailchimp does this, yes, subscribing to the list. And what it does is it takes me over to the page I want to go to, which gives me the exclusive free mixtapes. I can download, and do all this really cool stuff. Now, that's how Mondo uses it. It's a great example of upper right, above the fold, get people to opt in. It's really cool. Now, next. Josh, how the heck do we do that? Oh, that's a great question. Let's go over to Mailchimp. Mailchimp.com. 3 things you can do in Mailchimp that are pretty awesome right when you get this dashboard. First of all, you want to design, you can create a list. They have you design that. And that is where everybody's information sits. That is your bank account. Then you design a form. That's kind of like the deposit box, the little slip where you deposit your check in the ATM. And the design of form looks like this. You can design any kind of little form you want, and it deposits it in your bank account. Okay? Now next, you can send a campaign, which is one or a series of emails. So single email or multiple, and you can design them and make them look really pretty. They're pretty awesome. When you send a campaign, you send it to the list and the list was built on the form. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now what I've already done is gone in and built a list for them. You can build a list very easily by creating a list. I've already built one for him. You can see there's 11 subscribers. He's slowly starting to gain emails. It's pretty sweet. Now, over campaigns, this is where it gets good. You can create a campaign, 4 different kinds of campaigns. A regular old text campaign, or a regular old campaign, which we're going to work on, a plain text, an A/B split, which lets you change the subject line and send it to 5%. If your list was 1,000 people, you could take 10% aside and say, okay, the first half I'm going to send it with one subject line, the second half with another subject line, and I'm going to test on opens. And whatever happens after 1 hour, whichever one's more successful based on different subject lines, we're going to send the remaining 90% to the rest of the list, if that makes sense. So you're doing a little litmus test, and then boom. It's a great way, a very simple way to do it. We're not going to work with that today. And then there's an RSS Driven Campaign, just like what I showed you, where your blog post auto deploys to your email every day. Now we're going to work with regular old campaign. Let's go click on that. it asks you which list do you want to send it to. Well, we set up a list. We're only going to send it to the list that we have. There could be multiple. Let's just send it to one list. Then what you do is you name your campaign. This could be Mondo's birthday party, right? And here's and this is the subject line that people see. Mondo's, my birthday is coming soon. All right, let's do Mondo Fresco birthday party. Cool. And you can also research subject lines, by the way. Let's go take a look at that. A little hard to click in there. They don't like you to do that, but let's go research it. Subject line terms. Discover how the terms in your subject line will impact your open rate. So birthday. Let's do Mondo Fresco birthday party, right? One term per. Be a dove and use phrases that contain 3 words or less. So let's just use birthday party. Great. Birthday party rating is good. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Now, so that's how that works. From name is from Mondo. This isn't his real email address. This is test email address. Personalize the to field. You could say to somebody. I keep all of these default. It tracks opens for you. I do not connect it to Twitter. I don't connect it to Facebook. And I do track plain text clicks. But it's important to name your campaign and so on. Next, go up here to design. And look, you can do a basic. Oh, how are templates and campaigns different? And it teaches you that templates are reusable email designs, and campaigns add content to the instance of a template. So this is the pan, and this is the food that goes in the pan that you keep cooking with the same pan. Okay, templates. Close forever. Okay, now I use basic, but you can do pre-designed, ready for your content, or my templates. I used basic, and I jumped into something like this because I love sidebars. You could also do an announcement and then other events and so on, or a sidebar on the left. I picked this one and I selected it. And this is what we landed on. It automatically, how genius is this? It put my logo because it knew, oh, there's a homepage logo up there, and it gives you headings and you can start putting your stuff in here. You can insert an event or maybe Mondo's picture and say, hey, here's about me. Or you can do about your company. You can do your next events, or here's an event that we were at, and here's a cool pic of some fun people, another pic. Pretty easy. And all you do is you click on one of these things, and you can go change this. Let me show you another one that I've already clicked. Let's save and exit. Let's go back to campaigns. I already made one called LA November Invite. And let's click on this. Let's click on the design. I made a rough one. Tired of the same old music? Join me at the next MTV Hollywood event November 14th, RSVP here. Look how that's above the fold. And the reason I want to show you that this is above the fold, remember in our last video that I showed you, if you watched the last boot camp, check this out. This is where it gets cool. You can take this and scroll down a little bit, and you can actually preview it. Watch this, preview and test. You see that right there? Now, before we preview and test, I like to send it to my Gmail address as a test. I like to send this to my friends that have AOL. If you have AOL, we need to talk. I like to send it to a Hotmail address and just test it on different screens. And also I like to test Outlook because a lot of people have Outlook. But next, go up to this test. If you're moving quick and you need to help, go to open Popup preview. Watch what happens. This is cool. Look at the little monkey at the top. It says your email shouldn't be much more than 600 pixels wide. And that's because you want to make the lowest common denominator. You want to make it work. Now notice how it auto-defined an email width of 600 or less. That's great. Next, tired of the same old music? You can double check and test all your links and click and click and click and all kinds of cool stuff. See how nice this is? Cool. Okay, so I use that a lot. And then I go over to the plain text and I click. This is where the plain text of the info goes in. Some people only prefer to have plain text. I click copy text from email, and then I go through here and take some time and make sure the text is the same, and I'll put direct links. Spend a little bit of time on this. It is kind of important. You can also just turn this off too, but plain text is not dead. It's still good. Very important. And then you confirm, and this is the page where you go, okay, the list. I guarantee I'm sending it to that list, 11 recipients. Subject line, yeah, that's cool. You can go in and edit it if you want. Replies are going to go back to this fake email address. Normally I would have his normal one, but for this video I'm not using it. Tracking is turned on. HTML email is turned on. Plain text on. Authentication, it's on. And rewards, monkey rewards is a little tiny advertisement that goes in the bottom of the email. You can turn it off if you start paying them. We have a free account right now. This is why it's pretty awesome. So it's an affiliate link included in your template footer. You can't turn it off until you upgrade. Now, a couple things. You could send this right now. I don't want to do that. Or you could schedule it. If we scheduled it, we could schedule it for a day, a month, a time, all that cool stuff. But here's what's neat. This is why this is really cool. You can send this with Time Warp, which delivers your campaign at the recipient's local time. So you have to upgrade to unlock it. But let's say you have 9 a.m. You want to send something at 9 a.m. prompt, or I like 11:15 a.m. local time in LA, Denver, and New York. You click upgrade to unlock delivery with Time Warp, and it finds out when they signed up where was their IP address located, what general city, and then it knows their zip code, it knows what time zone they're in, and it attempts to deliver it with Time Warp. Pretty cool. So you can preview and test, or you can just literally go and schedule, boom, and it'll schedule it on that date at that time. So that's pretty awesome. Let's save and exit. I don't actually want to send this to people. I don't want to schedule. But that, my friends, is this system. Let me show you 2 or 3 more little things. First of all, you can go to reporting. It is awesome. Once you've sent something, you have to create your first campaign, send it out, and you can do some really neat reports. They have something new called Site Analytics 360, where you can. It's a powerful tool that allows you to view your website stats from inside of Mailchimp, so you can see how your campaigns are impacting your traffic. You authorize it to connect with your site and all that stuff. The reporting tab is really cool. The list tab is great. The campaigns is awesome. And once your campaigns run, you can replicate them and redo them, so you're not spending much time. You can view the email, and you can edit them and so on. So this is really awesome. Mailchimp is probably one of my favorite pieces of email technology, and it's what we use for our system. Thank you so much for watching Mailchimp Bootcamp. This is Josh Oakes. I really appreciate you watching our Media Leaders videos. Have a great day.